Hello and welcome to Portfolio Manager 401. This series walks you through how to benchmark your building, starting with how to set up a property in Portfolio Manager. Portfolio Manager is an EPA tool that tracks the energy use, water use, and greenhouse gas emissions of any type of building. Today you'll learn how to set up a property in Portfolio Manager. To get started, log into Portfolio Manager or create a new Portfolio Manager account by navigating to www.energystar.gov/buildings. You can access the tool by clicking Portfolio Manager Login. Here you can enter your username and password or register for a Portfolio Manager account if you're a new user. Since we've created a sample account for this demonstration, there's nothing here yet. However, this page provides space for charts that will track your portfolio's performance, account notifications, and a list of properties in your account. Once you create a new property, it will appear in the list on this page. To create a new property, click the Add a Property button. To set up your property, you'll choose the property's primary function or main use from the drop-down list. We're going to use office building. Next, enter the number of buildings that make up the property. While you can benchmark just part of a building or a campus made up of multiple buildings, today we'll benchmark the office building as a single building. Then we'll choose the appropriate construction status for the property. In our case, this is an existing building. And then we can click Get Started. Next, we're going to enter the basic information for the property, including location and gross floor area. For our example, we'll be calling this the New Jersey Office of Benchmarking. We'll select country from the drop-down list, and this building is located at 101 Main Street in Rahway, with the zip code of 07065 and the year built of 1982. The gross floor area, which in this case is 27,000 square feet. This is not an actual building, but this is a sample building that we're using for this tutorial. A special note here that the gross floor area is the total property floor area, but don't include the parking in that gross floor area. We'll leave irrigated area blank for now, and you can see that occupancy, irrigated area, and gross floor area all have explanations for you to get further clarity. Irrigated area does not have an asterisk, so it's not required information, so we'll leave that blank for the demonstration. Occupancy is not actually going to affect the Energy Star score, but it is asking what percentage of the gross floor area is occupied and operational. We'll say that our occupancy for this office building is 90%. We won't be uploading a photo, and at this time we don't have standard IDs for our buildings, so we can leave this blank. Now we have a list of questions we're asked if any of them apply. My property's energy consumption includes parking areas. We're not including the parking. The property does not have a data center, and it does not have retail nor a restaurant or cafeteria. We're doing a straight sample office building for this demonstration, so we can click Continue. Here we'll see a summary of the property's basic information, as well as the list of building uses that we've entered, which is only one. If you need clarification about what should be entered for each use detail, mouse over or click on the detail name to see the full definition from the glossary. Be sure to check the Portfolio Manager definition of each use detail because it may differ from the definition you use in the normal course of business. I can click out of this to get back to my screen, and if you hover over it, you'll also get the definition. Any place there's a red asterisk, again, we need to enter that information. This information was carried over from our original entry, and any place where you can use a default is a required entry. If we try to move past this without clicking the box, we'll get this message telling us that if we don't enter values for all these property use details, Portfolio Manager will calculate the default values on our behalf, which can't be used to apply for Energy Star certification. So we can either continue and it will automatically choose the default values, or click Cancel and we can put in our own values. In the interest of time, we'll use the default values for the weekly operating hours, which is 65, number of workers on the main shift, which is 62, and number of computers, 54. Percent that can be heated is the total percentage of your property that can be heated by mechanical equipment. You can choose 50% or more, less than 50%, or not heated. For us, it will be 50% or more. Percentage that can be cooled will be the same. Now we can add this property. Now we're on the Property Summary tab. But since we've just created the property and we haven't added any energy data, many of the fields on this tab won't be filled in. Once all data have been added, this tab will serve as home base for our property and will include our property profile, charts that show performance trends, a notification window, a data quality checker, and a summary of shared access to the property. Also, when you enter energy data, a weather normalized energy use intensity value, or a 1 to 100 Energy Star score, will also appear in the top right-hand side of the page. If we want to view, input, or edit property information, we'll use the Details tab. Here you'll see basic property information and your Portfolio Manager ID on the left-hand side. And we also see information about the property's use, which is 100% office for our example. And there's an option to add additional use types with this drop-down menu. This tab also includes a chart that compares the gross floor area for the property which we entered at the very beginning against the sum of space assigned to each building use. The goal of this chart is to help make sure you've accounted for all the space on the property. The Energy, Goals, and Design tabs won't be discussed here but are covered in other tutorials. If we scroll up slightly, we'll see the Sharing tab where we can share the property. From there we can click on the property name, which will always take us to the Property Summary tab. This concludes our tutorial on how to set up a property in Portfolio Manager.